like shapeshifters. They got demonic rhetoric coming out of their mouth. I'm serious. I'm not even making this stuff up. It's just the craziest lunacy that I've ever encountered in my lifetime. And yes, politics can be it's a blood sport. Some people have called it that. And politics have never been really that clean. But there's a fine line when a president is in the White House and you don't say these particular things. For the life of me, I don't understand why the Secret Service hasn't arrested her yet, or why she's not scolded or brought down. She needs to be made an example. You say that you're going to take somebody out, and this whole deal with the widow, this thing is just ridiculous. I just cannot believe. No, I can believe it. You know, I'm here Monday through Friday, 2 hours, doing a broadcast. And just when you think you've heard everything, you know, Trump denying that he struggled to remember, because this is the new narrative now, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson's name when he offered his condolences last week during a phone call. So this is the new one. It's not about that he knew what he was getting into. Now it's that he forgot the name. So that didn't stick. It was the name. Speaking out on Good Morning America, Mahisha Johnson said Trump also couldn't remember, and that's right, the name of my late husband. Yeah, Trump didn't have a sheet in front of him for the phone call, had no idea who the name was. This is ridiculous. Here's the widow, George Stephanopoulos.
Me and my family was in the limo to receive my husband from, I think that was Dover we went to? Dover. And we was literally on the airport strip getting ready to get out. And he called Master Sergeant Neil's phone. I asked Master Sergeant Neil to put his phone on speaker so my aunt and uncle could hear as well. And he goes on to saying his statement as what he said was...
The president.
Yes, the president.
Yeah, they think very, very intently. She's trying to find the words here. What did the president say?
Said that he knew what he signed up for, but it hurts anyways.
Well, maybe he did say that. Who cares? Seriously. But I don't think he said it to be ugly. Even if he did say that, it's true. The military pays a price to protect. Anybody that leaves the shores of America realizes that they may not be coming back. Military families get it. He got it. He wanted to come back home, but realized he may not, no matter how elite you are. But they will do this time and time again, and hundreds of thousands of people will follow the same direction as he to do it again, to serve and protect this great nation of ours. But please continue on.
And it made me cry because I was very angry at the tone of his voice and how he said it.
Okay, so she's angry at the tone of his voice. It's Donald Trump. He is Donald Trump. He's a white man. He is a New Yorker, but he's our president. You're talking about the president of the United States offering his condolence to your late husband. And now you have a problem with it. It's his voice. You don't like Donald Trump, but your husband served under Donald Trump. Did Donald Trump get your husband killed? You listen to the tone of the voice, and it's just, it's kind of revealing. But please continue on what you said. And sorry for your late husband, truly. How else are you supposed to say that?
He couldn't remember my husband's name.
He couldn't remember? It was right in front of him. According to staffers there, they had information about everything right in front of him, a picture that he was looking at of the husband with a name printed right on it. He didn't forget, he had it. And if he did forget the name, it was right in front of him. So that's a bunch of crap right there.
Anyway, he remembered my husband's name because he told me he had my husband report in front of him. And that's when he actually said LaDavid. I heard him stumbling on trying to remember my husband's name.
That was incorrect. It's amazing how people resurrect information. This is a bunch of crap, ladies and gentlemen, that's been cooked up, cantered up to discredit Donald Trump during what should have been a conversation between the president and a widow. But instead, Mahisha Johnson goes on at liberal ABC to stir the pot with George Stephanopoulos. And to me, this is a disservice to her husband for his service. This is very, very unfortunate. And then you got all the flaming liberals and all the people that hate Donald Trump, make him look like he's so insensitive. And this is all hearsay.
And that will hurt me the most, because if my husband is out here fighting for our country and he risks his life for our country, why can't you remember his name? And that would make me upset and cry even more, because my husband was an awesome soldier. He did what it take people, other soldiers, like 5 years to do. And
right, he did it. Be proud of your husband. That's terrific. He goes through this long thing that what he's done and how he's succeeded, and these are all celebrated things. But again, this is to disparage Donald Trump. This has become a political football. Folks, this is just sad.
3 years. So imagine if my husband was here now. It took my husband 3 years to make E5. It take other soldiers 5 to 6 years just to make an E5. So if he was here now, he would have been on his way to being an E6 or an E7. My husband had high hopes in the military career.
What did you say to the president?
I didn't say anything. I just listened.
But you were upset when you got off the phone.
Oh, very, very upset and hurt. Very. It made me cry even worse.
Congresswoman Wilson reported that, and you explained she was in the car with you.
Yes.
She's been close to your family for a long time.
Yes. Yes. Miss Wilson, my uncle-in-law was Miss Wilson's elementary school principal.
Oh, here it comes.
And my husband was in her 5,000 role model program.
Here we go.
That's why she's well connected with us, because she's
political.
been in our family since we were little
She admitted
kids.
it right there.
The president said that the congresswoman was lying about the phone call.
Whatever Miss Wilson
she
said
says
was not fabricated.
Whatever she says, yeah.
What she said was 100% correct.
That's the gospel truth.
It was Master Sergeant Neal, me, my aunt, my uncle, and the driver, and Miss Wilson in the car. The phone was on speakerphone.
Yeah. You say.
Why would we fabricate something like that?
Yeah, you guys can
Is there
hear
anything
what
you'd
you
like to
want
say
to
the
hear.
president now?
No. I don't have nothing to say to him.
All right, last week, White House Chief of Staff John Kelly himself, a retired general and Gold Star father, publicly rebuked Wilson for listening to the call and talking about it. Trump this past Saturday called Wilson wacky for her part. Wilson, standing by her account, accused Kelly of lying about her, and then Representative Frederica Wilson talks to reporters in Miami Gardens. Wilson standing by her statement that President Trump told Mahisha Johnson, the widow of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson, killed in an ambush in Niger, that her husband knew what he signed up for. In a Wednesday morning tweet. So if he said it, it's true. It made me cry. You weren't crying before that? You weren't upset about it? Because he's a white guy, this is if racism, it goes both ways, folks. She's racist to say what she said. This is a racist vendetta to smear Donald Trump. John Kelly decorated for making a phone call to extend their condolences to a soldier. To exploit this right now, this is what the left is doing, and they will use a fallen soldier's memory to exploit it, and that's a shame. This is the conversation. This is what they can do. They couldn't they could not keep Donald Trump from coming to the White House. So what they can do right now is try to take current news and shift the narrative to fit what they want. And that is that Donald Trump's insensitive. He doesn't remember names because she was black. Come on. Give me a break. It had nothing to do with the skin color. He died. Donald Trump didn't get his husband killed. And it's something that I've heard other presidents say. It's not the only president that said it. Bill Clinton has said it in speeches. Jimmy Carter has said it in speeches. Ronald Reagan said it in speeches about those who enlist, sign up for it, and put their lives in harm's way. If you don't like the tone of Donald Trump, he doesn't sound like Barack Obama, apologies. It's Donald Trump. You just don't like that he's the president. If it was Barack Obama, I'm sorry about your husband. Okay. Very sorry. Me and Michelle we're shedding a tear for you. I just can't imagine. Not everybody can turn it on. Not everybody can turn it off. Not everybody speaks the same way. Not everybody internalizes things the same way. It's the president of the United States calling to give you a phone call to tell you how sad that he is, that your husband is dead, that he signed up to protect this great nation of ours, and sorry for your loss. He didn't call to rake you over the coals or make you cry. But I would think that any widower getting a call from the president would be emotional. And I'm sure that she was emotional about the phone call. But who she's surrounded with are politicians, and they're exploiting this. And they're telling her, in my opinion, what to say. And reading too much into the lines. And they are reading into it in such a way to show that Donald Trump's insensitive for the words that he used. And maybe he used the words that he used. But it's true. Military folks lay their lives down every single day for what we enjoy every single day, and that is the freedoms that we have. And unfortunately, folks, it is sad to hear how they are taking this out of context and to be able to belittle, berate in any way they possibly can to minimize Donald Trump in his position as commander-in-chief. They would have never, ever said a word if Barack Obama said those same words because he was black. Black. I said it. And I'm not afraid to say it because this is about race. This is about who's in the White House. It's when Oprah Winfrey said, she looked at her television set and she said, and Oprah did say this, I was looking at my television. Oh, that sounds like Michael Jackson. I could do the Michael Jackson really, really well. But I looked at the television and I didn't see myself in the White House anymore. I saw a white man. Yeah. There's been a lot of white men in the White House. Yes, for 8 years, we had a black man in the White House. Leftist, Marxist, liberal in the White House. Barack Hussein Obama. Yes, that's who we had in the White House. And a lot of people are sad about it. And I'm very, very sorry that Barack could not have done another term. But there's term limits. And I have a special song for all of you snowflakes out there.
Blame it all on our roots. We never wore boots. Never once played in the street. We feel very bitter. Get our news off of Twitter. And just can't handle defeat. You saw the surprise, the fear in our eyes when Donald became president. Scream, this can't be true. America America's through. And to